G'day there, Mark. John Mabry here. Just want to do this short video just to show you physically the opportunity that lies around LinkedIn, and to showcase some of the profiles and what perhaps is missing from your LinkedIn profile and Facebook profiles, and how you can really maximize video. See you on the other side. Okay, Mark, here we are in your LinkedIn profile. And first thing that I can see where there is an opportunity is to look at the real estate at the top of your profile. The default settings for LinkedIn is a nice big blue bar, and there is an opportunity to place in this area an image that can direct people, because often people, when they land on your profile, they'll just look at this front page, and I think it's important to tell them exactly where there is an opportunity and how they can get in touch with you. I'd also look at maybe changing your headline here. Obviously at the moment it's directed towards the networking group as opposed to maintain to profit, and you might want to reverse that out and focus more on maintain to profit, but obviously that's up to you. Great to see that you've got an article here. And I think if we look at your activity in your posts, most of the content is directed around the networking group. And I can see that you're posting probably once a week. And it would probably be more pertinent to tell more stories around the people and I guess create that content that's more story driven, so people connect via story rather than just saying exactly what it is that you're doing. But good to see that you've got some video and some images there pertaining to the networking group, not so much on maintain to profit. So if we look at some of the other profiles that I've got standing by for you, we'll look at Glenn Marvin, and the first thing you can see in terms of the real estate at the top is we've got an image and a call to action around what exactly Glenn Marvin does. He makes a liar out of me in terms of the headline, but maybe he doesn't really need to do that. What he does do though is he has a summary page or a summary or an about section, which really we get to tell the story around who you are and how you got to be the director of maintain to profit and the networking group. And it's kind of, using story to really connect to us. So Glenn is a bit of a master at that. And then if we look at some of his content, and this is one thing that I always recommend to my clients, is to not just focus on the business side of things, focus on all of your brand values that are important to you. And I can see from Glenn's perspective, he has a special focus on family, as well as business, as well as community. So they're three core pillars that I recommend with my clients to focus on. And as you can see, there is a picture of his daughters within LinkedIn. Don't view LinkedIn as purely it's about business. I view LinkedIn and Facebook as exactly the same. But there's a combination of video and still images, but he's a pretty prolific poster and posting probably 2 to 3 times a day. Sometimes less, sometimes more. Looking at my profile, just to show you that as well, you can see from my headline here, I generally say what I do, who I help, and what is the result. What do you get? And I'm talking about attracting, connecting with quality clients through social media video. In terms of my content, I tend to flesh out again my story here, where I kind of talk about my backstory and how it's led to what I'm doing right now. I tend to also flesh out the experience a little bit with adding media to within the experience to kind of extend that story even more. In terms of some of the video content, And if you perhaps look at some of my activity and the posts, obviously my content is very video driven, and there's reasonable engagement. But for me, I've been posting content on LinkedIn pretty consistently for at least 18 months. And I've kind of built a decent following with lots of connections on LinkedIn. So, and again, it's a combination of community, personal, as well as business. As you can see, I'm a golfer right there. In terms of the Maintain to Profit website, clicking on this earlier, I think again there's an opportunity to pop in some sales videos. There's a whole bunch of sales videos that I've got available where I guess for your social media platforms it's about awareness and education, and then your website is probably a bit more focused on driving to a result or driving to a strategy meeting by using just simply organic video content. And I think there's an opportunity on your website to pop in some of those videos of you delivering content directly to camera, and perhaps answering some of those questions that are common questions that people always ask about how do I become a Maintain to Profit director or a franchisee holder. And I think you can use video because it really is about building trust rather than using video as a marketing tool. And I think that's where the opportunity lies around video. Anyway, hopefully you found some of that helpful. Look forward to speaking with you personally.